I'm just at the entrance to Sheinton Wood. I love this place. It's a place that I used to come a lot to see the deer. The deer would always be hiding in the trees. And there's a little bridge down here that my dog's just been running to because she's very thirsty, because it's actually quite warm today and it feels really like we've got spring on the way. And there's a little brook. And this bridge reminds me of the, you know, the trolls going across the bridge. The trip trap, there she goes. She's just been laying in the water because she was so hot and thirsty. There's lots and lots of wild garlic on the floor, which I absolutely love. I use it to make lots of recipes, not just pesto, but it goes in soups and salads. And I just like nibbling on the leaves. But the thing that I noticed as soon as I came in here, and it's quite a protected spot, are the wood anemones that are starting to come out. And I just love these little beautiful, delicate white flowers. They are just so pretty, and they're going to be out everywhere. You can see them coming through the woodland floor. That will be shortly followed by the bluebells, which you can see as well. So in a few weeks' time I'll come back here and take another video so you can see the bluebells. But just listening to the songs of the birds here as well, it's just so peaceful. We're not far from Homer, we're not far from Sheinton, but you know, you really do feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. The views of the Wrekin as I came down here were in the distance, and it's a kind of heat hazy day, but I just love the shape of that as well, so I'll put a few photographs of that as well. But it's a beautiful woodland glade, this, absolutely gorgeous, and such a peaceful spot to come and sit, do some writing, do some sketching, just do some thinking and listening and looking around at what's happening in nature. I'm going to turn this off now because I'm going to put my dog back on the lead, because we're going up into the part of the woods where I often see deer. And one year I came in here early summer and she flushed out a group of fallow deer, and one of them was quite a tiny young fawn. She didn't hurt it, but she chased it, and she, you know, it just dropped to the floor, and she was barking Holly at this deer, and I went up to her and fastened her up, put her on the lead, and went over to check the fawn. And actually, you know, it was the most beautiful experience of sharing, as I sort of had a look to make sure it was okay, which it was, and the mum was just a few feet away watching me, and off the fawn went to the mum, and we had that eye-to-eye contact, which is always such a privilege with a wild animal. And from that point onwards, this is a really special place for me, because I always remember that day, and I always remember the place where that happened. So that's another little thing to share with you just on my local patch. I hope you can find somewhere on yours too.